Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR Exposed Livestream channel with me, Andrew. Let me see here. I don't think I went and told anyone on Discord about the show, but hey, it's been every Monday at this time, so hopefully they know it's there. But with that, let's get into this. I don't think I'm going to bother with any new... let's see here. Oh, let me just update that because I had a new subscriber not too long ago. And we have ourselves a good battle. Let's see here. You know what? Just for the heck of it, let me get into Discord real quick and let people know what's going on if they don't already. Oh, hey, Drake Terry, how's it going? Actually, I'm not going to bother with that before. Here at the beginning of this one, finally. Yes, thank you very much for joining up, Drake. We have a special one here, as you saw on the thumbnail. We have true Celestials, and only Celestials this time, versus the Star Spawn. And looks like we might have a little continuation of a previous story here. So I'll get into the business at the end of the live stream. Let's just jump right into this. We have ourselves 3 Celestials and 3 Star Spawn, as per requested by a viewer or someone. I don't recall exactly when it was requested or where. Might have been a YouTuber, might have been TikTok, probably YouTube. I think it was YouTube somewhere. Or maybe the forum. I have a forum. I gotta add it to the description. But yeah. We've got ourselves 3, it's a little too loud for me, 3 Celestials by the names of, let's see here. We have Hamiad, a Felidar. We have Remiel, I believe. Yes, Remiel, a Deva. And then we finally have, what was it? Kakabel, a Planetar. So we have ourselves 2 big boy Celestials and a medium boy Celestial. And then down here for our Star Spawn, you might recognize the following 2, Fright Tree and White Eyes. The one, let's see here, what was this guy? I don't remember. A Star Spawn Hulk and a Star Spawn Mangler, who were venturing into the Shadowfel. And then we have a new one here, Amon, a Star Spawn Larva Mage. And hopefully my Battle Tactics shorts will recall what I'm supposed to do with this monster, since, you know, hey, I put that video out and I spent the time dealing with that monster, and this is the Monsters of the Multiverse version here, MPMM, or MOTM for short, as I like that version instead of MPMMM. Alright, so we have ourselves an even draft here of 31 CR, and what are the Star Spawn going after the Celestial Realm for? I don't know. We'll figure that out later, but for whatever reason, it looks like Fright Tree and White Eyes were able to secure their partner Amon, the Larva Mage, from the Shadowfel, and now they're going after the Celestial Realm for some reason. So maybe the idea is that they want to get into this altar here and activate it or corrupt it for some form, and we have ourselves 3 defenders. So we have our Deva and our Planetar flying, and we have our Celestial Ram Lion thing, which is pretty freaking cool. Over here on the ground, we'll loosely say ground, as everything here has a ground. They're not just floating or whatnot. There's an invisible floor around this altar. So maybe they want to get to this center pillar, this thing of fire here, and corrupt it for whatever reason. Maybe they're mad about their buddy here being captured in the Shadowfel or imprisoned there, and they're just trying to get their just desserts and revenge. I mean, they're Star Spawn, they're from distant galaxies, so who knows what's going on. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into battle. Okay, so we already have everyone here in our combat tracker, and let's go ahead and roll initiatives to see who gets to go first. And the D20s come rolling in, and we have the following. Remiel, our Deva, up first. White Eyes, our Ravager, next. Fright Tree, the Hulk, next. Amon, the Larva Mage, next. And then our Celestial Tiger, Hamiad, and Kakabel going last, our Planetar. Makes kind of sense. He's a big boy, so he should probably be going last anyways. But it's basically the more or less the Star Spawn go, and then the Celestials go. Although Remiel starts us off first here. So just to remind myself what is going on with Remiel, let's get into round 1. And take a look here. We have some innate spellcasting, but if I remember correctly, nothing too special. Commune, Raise Dead, and Detect Evil, or Evil and Good, so no point in any of those spells. So Remiel is just got 3 uses of Healing Touch and a multi-attack of 2 Mace Swings, and can also fly 90 feet. Perfect. So let's see how far out our Deva is here from all the others. Well, that looks like it's about 90 feet out, but he is flying, so he can probably stay well above the others and go, we'll put him, let's say, Remiel here, our Deva, flies 80 feet out and is going directly in to confront them. And then on top of that, he'll go on a dodge action. Okay. So he's going on to dodge and is flying 40 feet up in the air. That ends Remiel's turn, and we move on to White Eyes. White Eyes is our Starspawn Ravager, I think, was it? The Mangler, excuse me. Can't fly, but does have a 40-foot climb speed, but really nothing to climb. Hey, Hair Doctor, hello there! I totally forgot to put the link in Discord, but, you know, it's been pretty much the same time, so I'm glad you were able to join up and you got the notifications and whatnot. Thanks for joining. We got our Celestials versus Starspawn. Okay, so Starspawn Mangler, what are they going to do? They can't really do too terribly much. They only have claw attacks, so they can't really fly. They do have shadow stealth, but they're in a celestial realm that's pretty much all light everywhere, so not really going to get much out of the whole trying to hide in the shadows here. So we'll just say moves off to the side and goes on a dodge. You know, maybe we'll do a reaction instead. If one of the Celestials comes in, he's going to go in for an attack. If anyone comes close, that is. So we'll say, because he's a Ravager and likes to attack, he'll do that. Alright, so we'll do a ready action. He is now readied, our Mangler White Eyes from a previous episode, and we will move on to the next one, Fright Tree, who is also just going to lumber forward, being a, silly dumb Hulk, is going to go there, 30 feet? Yes, 30 feet forward. And we'll just, lumber up that way. And probably continue doing so since, can't really attack someone flying 40 feet up in the air. And that'll be Fright Tree's turn. And then up next for our Starspawn is Amon. And Amon, being our, spellcaster here, can do a few different things. We have some spells that really aren't going to help except for Dominate Monster, which could be pretty good. Flame Loud! Hey, bud, thanks for joining up. We got Celestials versus the Starspawn, and the Starspawn are from the previous episode. Let's see here. I was playing OG Bioshock, make a campaign based on it earlier in Eberron-like setting. Sounds like fun. Eberron-like setting. Oh, that should be pretty cool. I like the idea there. Alright, so we do have Dominate Monster. Seeing that our Starspawn here, Amon, can see a bunch of big boys, he might be saving that for Cockabell there, our Planetar. And since they're pretty much on the same level, CR 15 versus 16, or no, actually they're both CR 16, he might save that. Let's see here. What's the range on Dominate Monster? I'm going to have to go here for the spell books. And Dominate Monster is 60 feet, so yes, he's going to have to get out there. So probably what he's going to do is wait for Cockabell to come in closer and maybe go and do something along those lines. But since we have something close here and nothing really to do at it just yet, although I think we had some legendary actions here too. Let me double check something real quick because I could have done some attacks probably. Features, legendary actions. Yes, we have 3 legendary actions of Slam, Eldritch Bolt, and Feed. So probably what we could have done is backed up on the end of... Yeah, we could have done a couple legendary actions here, so we'll take those in turn for White Eyes and Fright Tree's turns on top. So let's go ahead and do those real quick. We'll target our Deva here, who is flying in. Good thing they went on a dodge realm. Oh, might make. Okay. And let's see here. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on. And we have the features for Eldritch Bolt, which, let's see here. That should be the attack there. We have the Eldritch Bolt feature for Feed, Slam, Plague of Worms. I just got to double check a couple other things. Eldritch Bolt here. So let's see what happens when I do this. Okay. So this is, yes, that used 2 of the 3 points and made an attack at Eldritch. Or, excuse me, attack at Remiel there, which did miss. Rolled a 14 and totally missed Remiel's AC of 17. Okay, so the Eldritch Bolt did nothing. And we will continue on with Amon's turn. So this is Amon's turn now, and just to remind myself, let's see here. Amon can do what for multi-attack? Make 3 Slam or Eldritch Bolt attacks. Well, since Remiel is the closest, might as well go in for those 3 Eldritch Bolt attacks against Remiel right now. So attack number 1 at disadvantage will be a 16 base. No, excuse me, total, which misses. Attack number 2, which unfortunately there's no spell attacks, is another miss with a 10. And then third attack is, let's see here, another miss of 12. So 3, actually technically 4 Eldritch Bolts go flying past our Deva and completely miss every time this Larva Mage just keeps slinging stuff out against the Celestial. They might have bitten off more than they can chew on this. So let me go in here and update the attributes since we can get the 3 legendary actions are back. Okay. So, yeah, everything looks good here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Alright, so that seems good. Alright, so we end Amon's turn, and we go on to Hamiad. And Hamiad... Hamid? I like Hamiad. I think that's kind of an interesting good one here. Hair Doctor. Also, it was apparently Clawpaw's birthday 14 hours ago. I don't know if he lives in the same time zone as me, but I think I remember that they do. Yes, I believe he is also, or they are also in the same time zone there, Hair Doctor. So, happy birthday to Clawpaw. He's always, hanging out in chat and with the live streams and whatnot, and good on them for having a fun time with their birthday. Yes, sing him happy birthday. Maybe we'll do that in Discord or something later on. Let's see here. Drake Terry, would you allow the Angels Healing Touch to save each other from death saves? Basically, res each other after they drop to 0. Yes, I probably would, considering even though monsters technically, quote-unquote, die at 0 hit points, since in essence they should allow death saves, I would allow them the Healing Touch to bring them back, as long as it was within the minute if they were to die. So yeah, I would totally do that, Drake, and occasionally I do that in my own games if I feel it's important to do so. Okay, up next we have Hamiad here, who is going to basically just charge right in. We can take a look at his skill sheets here, but he's got Pounce, Multi-Attack, Claws, Bite, Bonding, which doesn't really matter in this sense, and we have Keen Hearing and Sight, so we don't have to worry about any of those, and we're just going to go run right in, multi-attack, and maybe get a Pounce in as well. So we'll see what happens in a moment here. Okay, and Hamiad is going to just charge right up to Fright Tree and attack. So let's go ahead and grab Hamiad here. He's definitely easily moving 20 feet for the Pounce. Can move perfectly up to 40 feet, which is excellent. And we'll come charging right at Fright Tree, which is just going to be a square-off 1-to-1 fight here, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and Hamiad gets 2 attacks, one with a bite and one with the claws. And if the claws land, I believe he can also get in the, let's see here, the Pounce feature. Yes, if the creature moves 20 feet straight towards a creature, it hits with a claw attack. All right, so we will go ahead and go for that bite first, and then Pounce afterwards. All right. And that's a base 13, total of 20 to hit Fright Tree, which does indeed hit for 22 points of piercing damage. And then we follow up with the claw attack. And after the bite, there's a big swipe, base 6, 13 to hit, which does miss, unfortunately. And there's no Pounce by Hamiad, unfortunately. Was an important move, but sadly did not happen. We could have thought maybe the claw attacks would have gone first, and then the bite, as, claws reach out beforehand. But unfortunately, this is just how the dice roll. Yeah, if you want, Hair Doctor, go ahead and ping the Discord. That's fine by me. And let them know that we are currently doing Celestials versus Starspawn. Okay. So that is the end of Hamiad's turn, and only 1 bite landed with 2 claw swipes. Let's move on to Cockabell, who is our Planetar. And this boy's got some stuff going on here. Plenty of things. This is old Monster Manual basics. Lots of spells to go through. Flame Strike, we got a Blade Bearer. Those are about the most important ones. We also have Insect Plague, which could be fun. But let's see what we got here. We got pretty widespread. Flame Strike is what? A 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. So that's not really going to work. What about Insect Plague? Could we do Insect Plague? 20-foot radius sphere that would also potentially hit, well, Ramiel's up in the sky, so he won't be affected by it. So we could totally do Insect Plague. All right, let's do that. We'll have Cockabell move up. Well, they can fly 120 feet, so we'll just have we'll have him go somewhere around there. Flying 40 feet up in the air, comes swooshing down here pretty far, barely using any of their 14 out of 24 blocks, and we'll throw down an Insect Plague. Let's see what happens. Okay, cast a spell. We've got, let's see here, Insect Plague. Perfect. And we will place a measured template. And let's see, who can we get? And I lost the template. Let's see here. Ooh, can just barely get those two. Okay, so I will place it here, getting Amon and Fright Tree in the Insect Plague. So let's see what happens here. We have a DC check of 20. Fright Tree fails with a 19, while Amon succeeds with a 25. So that's, let's see here, 14 damage to Fright Tree, 7 damage to Amon, and what else would have happened here? Swarming Buddy's locusts fill the area, blah, blah, blah. When the area appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw, which they did. And that happened. A creature must make the save throw when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. Okay, so... the creature must save throw enters the spell the first time on a turn. Oh, okay, so whenever they enter or move into it. Is that right? On a turn or ends its turn there. Right, okay, so they've dealt with that, and they've been affected by the insect plague, which is now being concentrated on, and that will be Cockabell's turn as they hang out there. Alright, so let's see here. That is the end of round 1, as we've got some damage here. No deaths yet from either side, and oh, hey, Clawpaw, there you are, buddy. Happy birthday, from what I was told. Fantastic to hear that, and hopefully it's been a great day for you. I'm assuming it was technically yesterday, since we are now a day ahead for you, so yeah. Happy birthday, Clawpaw. Okay, and let's see here. So that's the end of round 1. We are now going to move into the top of round 2 with Remiel, who is flying around up top here, and is going to... You know, since Amon's focused solely on Remiel, we're going to have Remiel come swooping down, and we'll say he's flying 5 feet above, avoids the insect plague just for the heck of it, and comes over here and starts attacking Amon. Alright, so Remiel can only do a few things, which we saw before, which was either Healing Touch or Multi-Attack, and the Multi-Attack is 2 melee attacks, so we'll just go ahead and have him swing twice with the mace, see how this works. Oh, I have too many targets targeted again. Here we go. Alright, let's try this again. Mace attack number 1. Ooh, critical hit. No, it's a 20 for a total of 28 and 54 points of damage. Technically, since he's swinging a mace and by 1 D&D rules, I would allow this critical to happen because it is a weapon and not a monster attack. I don't know, semantics for 1 D&D rules here. Do monsters with weapons also crit? Monsters without obviously don't. Anyways, we have ourselves a critical hit on Amon, who has taken a chunk of damage here. Almost at critical and, bloodied, and we still have 1 more attack to come in. Remiel comes in, swings hard with a second attack. Base 5, 13 total to hit. That's going to be a miss by Remiel as he, as Amon staggers from the mighty blow of the first strike and goes short. Remiel swings short for the second attack, unfortunately. And that is going to be it, I think, for Remiel there. Let's see here. Does Remiel have anything else? No, I could have done another legendary action. Totally forgot about that. He can still do that. Might as well. So we'll do a quick one before Remiel came into the for the attack. We'll have Amon do a quick legendary attack on Remiel. And let's get rid of the attacks there. Okay. 1 D&D. Not a fan, huh? I mean, it is playtest material. Don't forget, everyone. 1 D&D is just playtest material at the moment. Alright, and we're going to have the Larva Mage here, Amon, use the feature for a quick Eldritch Bolt not at disadvantage because this would have been done prior, so he's going to make an attack against Remiel real quick. That's going to be 11 with a total of 19 to hit, dealing 24 Eldritch damage to Remiel from the Eldritch Bolt, which was done technically prior to round 1, or round 2 starting. Now that Remiel's finished their turn at the end, since they are right there, Amon's going to use their last last legendary weapon to do a slam attack. And you ever used your reaction? Yes, I do want to proceed because this is a legendary action here. Base 9 to hit, 17 total for another 9 points of damage, and that is all of Amon's legendary actions for the moment. So we'll go ahead and put that to 0, just so I can keep track. And that will be the end of Remiel's turn. As both have taken a little bit of damage, we move on to White Eyes. And let's see here. Oof, Remiel has put themselves into a bad position here as we see... Oops, no. Don't want to do any of that. Excuse me, Remiel here. We'll end Remiel's turn. Switch to targeting. Rip half-orcs. I don't care enough about half-elves. Let's see, they're taking out the half-races and making them bland. Oh, I know. I'm a little disappointed by that as well. Hopefully they fix that, because I'm sure they're going to get a lot of problems with how mixed racing works in the current way. Not a fan either. That's like one of the few things I don't like about 1D&D. Anyways, White Eyes sees what's going on here. How far can they move? 40 feet. Ooh, perfect. Comes over and can reach Remiel. But because they're 5 feet up in the air, I would still say, yeah, probably can get the flanked condition. So we're going to have Remiel here be flanked. And let's go ahead and get the condition for flanked. We'll put that on real quick. If I could spell. Alright, Remiel is now flanked, technically, and White Eyes goes in for an attack. Now, just to remind myself as to what Remiel can do, White Eyes, we have nothing spell books, we have Shadow Stealth, we have Flurry of Claws, which is charged, and the Mangler makes 6 claw attacks. Either before or after these attacks, it can move up to its speed. Perfect. Without provoking attacks of opportunity. So, we're going to go ahead and do the Flurry of Claws and make 6 claw attacks on Remiel. This is going to be bad for Remiel, probably. Alright, consume the recharge and goes in for a flurry of attacks. Claw attack number 1. At advantage, we have, double ones. A complete miss on both advantage dice here. Unfortunate for White Eyes, who goes in for a second claw attack. Base 16, 23 to hit. Results in 17 points of damage. Not a lot. Remiel has a lot of hit points as a Deva Celestial. Attack number 3. We have a base 17, 24 to hit. This is going to reduce total in 17 points of damage. Going in for claw attack number 4. We have another, let's see here, base 12 it looks like, with a 19 to hit, 18 points of damage. This is almost bloodied Remiel. Another, I'm guessing 5th attack here. Let's see here. This is going to be a miss with a base 5, total of 12, and we go in for the last attack of 6 attacks. Base 17, 24 again to hit, with a total of 14 points of damage, which now bloodies Remiel. Remiel is not looking so hot. Let's see here. The last thing 5e should do is streamline. 5e is already streamlined, hence why third-party books with more mechanics are so popular. Most resources, if not all you have to use before you know the outcome, is always cringe. True. Alright. So we got ourselves a pretty heavily damaged Deva, and that is the end of White Eye's turn. Okay. Just to double check, Cockabell doesn't have any... Oops, what am I doing? Doesn't have any legendary actions, right? Okay, just angelic weapons. Cool. Alright. Carrying on, that's the end of White Eyes' turn, and we move on to Fright Tree, who is just going to, shift out of the way, move over out of that insect plague there, and start smashing away on Hamiad. Since, distraction, and he's a big old hulky boy. Alright, so, we have ourselves a multi-attack of, 2 slam attacks? If both attacks hit the same target, then they take more psychic damage on a success, and has to make a Constitution save or be stunned. This could be bad for Hamiad. Let's see what happens on our first slam attack. And we have a natural 20 here for a total of 29, 24 points of damage, and Hamiad is just clobbered hard. We go in for the second slam attack. A base 14, total of 23, which does hit Hamiad, and that's another 7 points of damage. And since both attacks hit, we now have the, let's see here, Reaping Arms. Attacks? Oh, yes. Or be knocked prone. Oh, I think I may have missed that before. The Hulk makes a separate slam attack against each creature. Oh, that's that thing. Okay, that was different. Okay. The target takes an additional 2d8 points of damage, so we'll go ahead and roll that 2d8 for being slammed twice. So it's an additional 9 points of psychic damage. We'll just go ahead and pop that in there. And then on top of that, let's see here. The last thing was they have to make a, what was it? Constitution save or be knocked prone until the end of the next turn. Okay. Not a big deal because only the one, only our Fright Tree is attacking them, but we'll still make that Constitution save and see what happens. Okay. That's a 6. Total 9. That is definitely not going to succeed the Constitution check, and Hamiad goes prone. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw on the prone condition here. And Hamiad is now prone. Okay. Up next, let's see here. Who is next? We have Fright Tree just finished their turn. And let's see, what do we got here? Oh, the poll! I forgot all about the poll. Thank you so much, Hair Doctor. Let me throw that up real quick. As I always am trying to do this. Let's see here. Who's pulling off the W? Let's see here. Do we got Celestials for the win? Or Star Spawn? For sure. There we go. I'm asking the community who is going to win this this round, or this Monster vs. Monster here. Even 31 CR draft pick. You let me know what you think is going to be the winner, and we'll see if that works out to be the case. So far, so good. We are mid-round 2, and so far no one's been defeated, although the Celestials aren't looking so hot at the moment. Yeah, the Planetar definitely needs to start trimming down the initiative count, for sure. Which I think he's going to do just in a moment here. As we get up to Amon's turn. Amon's turn is now up, and we have our, let's see here, our, where are they hiding? Ah, yes, there we go. Okay, so we have, I gotta reset the, I don't know why that doesn't reset on its own. There we go. Reset the legendary actions, which now should be showing up properly. Okay, and Amon is going to shift over to here, like so. And let's see here, within 60 feet? Yes, definitely within 60 feet. And Amon is going to target Cockabell and try to use a spell. And that spell is going to be Dominate Monster. And since it's a creature, and Cockabell is a Planetar and a creature, the spell might have a chance to work. Let's see what happens if they get charmed or not. Alright. You must... target must be one token... target at most one token. So I have 2 tokens targeted. My bad. Okay. Alright, so let's try that again. Cast a spell, dominate monster, cast a spell. Yes, let's see what happens here. Okay, so dominate. Forgot to do something else. There we go. Now we have my mouse tracker up. So dominate monster has a DC of 16, wisdom saving throw. Cockabell succeeds with a 31 at advantage and is not dominated by the Starspawn Lava Mage, while a good move, unfortunately, did not work out for their benefit. And that is going to be their turn as they reposition over to here, and Remiel loses the flanked position. We'll keep him there. And Remiel loses the flanked effect. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And I think that's going to be pretty much it for Amon's turn. Since that was their thing to cast a spell, I don't think they can do anything else for their multi-attack. Yep, it's either 3 slams or 3 Eldritch Bolts or cast a spell. Let's see here. The Starspawn seem to be taking this. That could have ended badly for the Celestials. That is very true. Very true indeed. Okay, so Amon's turn is over, and now we move on to Hamiad, who is prone. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll finish off Amon's turn. Hamiad's here, and let's see here. I gotta get rid of the prone as they stand up for 20 feet of movement, and then goes in for a couple of more attacks on Fright Tree. That's about all they can do, and do they want to suffer? Yeah, I'll just go for a couple more attacks. It's going to be real basic here as Hamiad repositions to protect this this altar here, this flame altar in the middle, which seems to be what the Starspawn are after. And Hamiad goes in for a, well, just start with the claw attack. Oh, come on now. Yep, get rid of the targeting there. All right, try this again. Claw attack number 1. It's going to be a 2 base to hit, and that's a complete miss, unfortunately, and then goes in for a bite attack. Will the bite succeed as it did last time? Base 6, total 13. That, unfortunately, is another miss. Looks like Hamiad definitely needs some help from the from our friends here. Okay, so at the end of Hamiad's turn, as Hamiad, we'll keep Hamiad there. Amon, it's going to take a turn, since he is in melee range here, is going to make another, let's see here, get these targeted properly, and goes in for a slam attack using a legendary action. Okay, so get back to that, and Nope, not cast a spell. I want that. And a slam attack. Okay, legendary action, 17 base, total of 25 to hit. That's 4 points of more damage to Remiel, our... Oh, I don't think my Deva got to go. I totally skipped over their turn. Oh, no. Okay, oh, yeah, I skipped over a whole bunch of people, I think. No, I skipped over, maybe, right? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to go on with it. Okay. Hey, Dalton Breeze, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining. Yes, we are partway through round 2 here. I think I may have completely messed up on my Deva's turn, but whatever. And probably wouldn't since it's a Celestial. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Exactly. Alright, so let's see here. Hamiad's turn's over, and Amon took a slam attack, legendary action slam attack, and we'll move on to Cockabell. Alright. So let's see here. We're going to end the turn there. We're going to have Fright Tree be the next target as Cockabell goes in to make an attack. And we're also going to have him drop the concentration on the plague here. So we're going to get rid of that. That frees up that. And we're going to say flanked on Fright Tree there. Okay. So Fright Tree is going to be flanked in a moment as we move Cockabell into range, and we'll have him drop down to 5 feet. So he's still flying, but 5 feet up, and I mean, Fright Tree's a pretty tall boy anyways. So let's see what happens here. Multi-attack. Oh, we have a healing touch too, which is good to see. Great sword. 2 great sword attacks. Okay, so let's see what happens here. And great sword attacks go. Alright, at advantage, we have a total 18 base, 30 to hit, and that's a lot of dice. Oof, for 43 points of damage. Let me just double check everything here. I want to make sure that nothing was messed up, because the last time... yeah, okay, so it's a great sword. So yeah, all that dice is correct. Okay. And goes in heavy, hits heavy, for a total 43 points of damage on our Star Spawn Hulk. No psychic damage, so... they don't get to do their, like, psychic burst. This just in, DDCR Exposed have been exposed for secretly supporting the Planar Spuns. Fans are in an uproar. Oh, no. No, Deva crit for 54, remember? Would Cockabell save Remiel since he's in immediate trouble? Probably not, because... Remiel can also heal themselves. I think I missed Remiel's turn, so I'm just going to skip that, and we'll have them go at the top of round 3. I got confused. Anyways, I think I may have, again, like, I think I missed these 2 people's turns for some reason, I think. Anyways, Cockabell is going to finish up the turn for round 3. And, let's see how heavy that great sword swings again. We have a 10 base, total of 22, another strong hit for 48 more points of damage, and Fright Tree, excuse me, just mixed our 2 Star Spawn. Fright Tree is now bloodied pretty badly. Will the Star Spawn run? Probably, considering they have, intelligence is a 7, so this is below average, and they have 1 objective, although they do have a high wisdom here. So more than likely... the Star Spawn Hulk is going to try and save itself by regrouping, since it's now flanked as well. Okay, so that is the end of round 2. Spunderman. Star Spunderman. That's fantastic. Okay, end of round 2. No sides have been defeated, although both sides are getting pretty beat up. We have 2 characters that are not touched, and everyone else is... we got 2 bloodied and 2 hurt characters. So that is the end of round 2 as we move into the top of round 3 here, ending our Planetar's turn. We have Remiel, who's going to take their turn now. And since, you know, let's see here. Oh, before we end that turn... we're going to take another legendary action here, and we're going to have... oops, let's not do that. Let's see here. Amon's going to take another slam attack against Remiel. Amon to Remiel. I may have mixed those up. But anyways, a second slam attack. Oh, didn't attack anyone. Silly me. Okay, slam attack again. Yes, use this reaction. That's perfectly fine. 13 base, total of 21 to hit, and 6 more points of damage. That is just chipping away at our Deva here. And just to verify, let's see here. Yes, the Slam can use 1 legendary action, which is perfect. Okay. I think I've been missing something here. The Plague of Worms, which, let's see, feed on weakness, 1 reaction. Yes, I've been missing these. When a creature within 20 feet of the mage fails a saving throw. Okay, so they haven't done a saving throw yet, but has been within range of the Plague of Worms. Each creature other than Starspawn within 10 feet must succeed on a thing. Alright, so that's an action to do. Okay, gotta remember that for the next round if it's still there. Okay. So our Amon here has 1 more legendary action for a slam attack, but it's Remiel's turn at the top of round 3. Let's see here. Igor, welcome aboard. I love Celestials, such a great lore for basically angels, monster types. They are super weak in 5e, sadly. Also have the problem of rarely having a reason to be opponents of good parties. That's very true. Dalton, even with all the... even with them all being quite beat up, I think the angels still have a massive advantage due to their healing abilities. That's very true, as we're about to see here. Remiel is, let's see here, wounded and has the healing touch ability. So the Deva touches another creature. The target magically regains 20 hit points and is freed from any curses, disease, poisons, blindness, or deafness. Touches another creature. Okay, so I guess they technically can't heal themselves, but we do have the Planetar who can also heal. So, being that he's bloodied and the wisdom score and intelligence definitely deems him wanting to escape, he's going to disengage. So, Remiel is going to disengage and fly back to go help. So let's see here, 90 feet of movement. We're going to move in such a way to regroup here, and yeah, he's just going to go all the way back and then maybe come in to help Hamiad. Alright, so Remiel takes the advantage to disengage and flies away. And that will be Remiel's turn, since, you know, pretty hurt at the moment. Okay. Nothing else Remiel can do at the moment, so we are going to end their turn there and go to White Eyes, who's going to flank the Planetar? Might as well. I mean, it's right there, so go ahead and flanking the Planetar. We have a double flank going on now. They can't heal themselves because it says another creature, and it's pretty literal, unfortunately. So, let's see here. Let's get the flanked going properly. Alright, just make sure I get my targets going. Flanked on Cockabell, which is kind of silly. And then, let's see here, we need to see about recharging the Flurry of Claws. No, I need to recharge. There we go. Oh, does not recharge the Flurry of Claws, which is technically a good thing. Too, for our Planetar anyways. Not good for the Star Spawn. And we have a multi-attack. So let's see here, multi-attack. The Mangler makes 2 claw attacks. Okay, simple enough. Going into the Planetar, let's zoom in and see what happens here as White Eyes, our Mangler, goes in and tries to mangle Cockabell at advantage. Okay, claw attack number 1. It's going to be base 18, total 25 to hit, and that's going to be 19 points of damage. And our Planetar is finally hit for the first time. And then a second swipe of claws, base 17, again another hit of 24, dealing 18 more points of damage. And let's see here. Oh yes, still succeeding on a Constitution save he's not supposed to be making at the moment. Let's go ahead and get rid of concentration because it doesn't need to be done. Okay. Let's see. Igor, have you heard of the truth? Anyways, Androsphinx. I love that guy. Any excuse to set up a unique challenge for great reward. Great reward that cannot simply be beaten into submission is a great monster. Nope, not this one. If you're talking about this guy here, this is just a Felidar from GGR, Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. It was a Celestial and it was like, yeah, let's just throw them all together. What the hell? Alright, so that ends White Eye's turns with 2 successful attacks on Cockabell, but does not drop, technically doesn't drop concentration, even though concentration was dropped a while ago. And we move on to Fright Tree, who is now also flanked. Let's see here. Yes, he is smart enough to know to disengage, so he's going to disengage as well to reposition. So he's disengaging and is going to, let's see here, how far can he go? 30 feet. Not far enough, to be honest. All right, so we will go 10 feet to there and another 30 feet to here. So that takes care of that. Cockabell loses the flanked condition, as does Freight Tree, and that's going to be the end of Freight Tree's turn as they start to run, since they are now damaged and hurt pretty bad. Time to regroup, it seems. Okay, Amon's turn is up next. He only had one legendary action left available, so he couldn't do anything else. And let's see, what is he going to do now? Well, might as well see what we got on hand for spells. Yeah, nothing else. We've already used our one Dominate monster, which didn't land, unfortunately, for the Star Spawn. So he's just going to go ahead and sling a couple Eldritch Blast Bolt things at Cockabell, since he's right there. Okay, so Eldritch Bolt number 1. At regular attack, base 10, total of 18, misses Cockabell, who has a AC of 19, just misses. And we go for Eldritch Bolt number 2. Base, let's see here, that looks like base 8 for a total of 16, another miss. And Eldritch Bolt number 3, base 12, total of 20, we finally see a hit. And that's 24 points of force damage against Cockabell, our Planetar. That's a pretty hefty hit there, although he did take a couple hits from our Ravager once, yes, the Mangler here before. Okay, and that is going to end Amon's turn, and we move on to Hamiad, who has been pretty beat up, and not to the point of bloodied yet, so he still is in the battle, and it doesn't need to run for any sake. So, let's see here. Hamiad is probably going to, let's see, how far can he move? 40 feet, yes, and can definitely go in for the pounce. So we're just going to say 25 feet to here, and let's get him down to here, and goes in for a pounce attack against White Eyes. All right, so first attack, we're going to go for the claws and see if, well, the bite's here. Let's just do the bite. All right, so it goes in for a bite attack on the pounce. Base 9, total of 16, does hit White Eyes for a whole bunch of 15 points of piercing damage. Not bad at all. And then goes in for the claw, and since he moved 20 feet, if he gets this, he can also get a free pounce attack as well. Oh, unfortunately, that's going to be a miss as Hamiad once again misses on the attack, sadly. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's it for Hamiad's turn. But because Amon has a whole bunch of legendary actions and is still standing back, we're going to have him make an attack against Hamiad. Might as well. He's right there. Okay, so Hamiad's going to be the target of an Eldritch Bolt legendary action. All right. So, attack is base 13, total of 21 to hit, which definitely hits and deals 21 points of force damage to Hamiad, who is now bloodied. All right, so that is 2 of 3 legendary actions. The only thing Amon can do now is a slam attack if anyone gets near him, or near them, I should say. Okay, so that's the end of Hamiad's turn. We now move on to Cockabell, who is going to simply pivot and flank White Eyes. Or could heal. You know, yeah, I mean, they are good, so he might as well heal Hamiad, because Hamiad's not doing so hot. So, he's going to reach down and touch someone with a healing touch. Okay, so let's consume an available usage for 1 of 4. And didn't roll any dice. Come on now. Alright, let's roll those dice. Plus 3. Alright, so we have a total of 22 points of healing, which is pretty good. Let's see, what does that bring us to? Hamiad is now no longer wounded, and you know, I guess that was a good use of the action for that turn. Might as well keep some friends in the battle here. Okay, so that's Cockabell's turn. At the end of Cockabell's turn, nothing else from our legendary monster Amon, and that is the end of round 3. Okay. So let's see here. Cockabell's turn was to do that. It's going to end their turn there. And we go to the top of round 4 here. So let's take an assessment of what's going on. We are in the angelic realm. These 3 angels or celestials are protecting this sacred fire here that the Starspawn seem to want to do something with. Since they are not since they are the defenders, they're going to maintain their stance here and not flee from battle. They will fight to the death, unfortunately. As for the Starspawn, we have one bloodied who is going to continue to disengage for the time being and run away. And the other 2 are to the point of being outnumbered. So we're going to see how this round 4 goes and make a decision by round 5, since we are now officially, start of 18 seconds into this battle, technically? Remiel here, who is still not doing so hot, is going to hang back. Yeah. Going to hang back a little bit, but move over to here to maybe get close enough for Cockabell. Yeah, we're going to have him come over to here, hang out behind Cockabell, and hope for some healing as well. And you know what? He's going to return the favor. Actually, he's going to go over here. Let's just see how far he can go, because it's 90 feet total flight. Oh yeah, 60 feet. Okay, so he comes, swoops in, and touches Hamiad here to heal him as well. Okay, so let's go and use those features and healing touch. All right, and 4d8 plus 2, so Hamiad gets healed for another 26 points of damage. Plus 26. Okay, so it looks like the Celestials are now on the rebound from being slammed and damaged so badly. All right, so that's Remiel's turn. They still have 30 more points of movement. He's going to back up to here, hide behind the Cockabell, this massive Planetar, and end his turn there. Okay, up next we have White Eyes, who doesn't like where they're at, isn't exactly flanked, but is now officially outnumbered. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? First, they're going to check their recharge. Let's see about the recharge for the Flurry of Claws. And that is not going to recharge the Flurry of Claws. And they want to get into a position that's going to be advantageous. The big guy hits the most. So we're going to take an attack of opportunity from Hamiad and pivot around to try and get at Remiel, who is in the back here. Okay. So Hamiel's going in for a attack of opportunity, and what does the most damage? The bite does, let's see here, 17, and the claws do 14. All right, so going in for a bite attack against Hamiel, and anyways, it seems to be the one that does the most damage anyways. Reaction used, base 9 to hit, total of 16, which does indeed hit for 13 points of damage. White Eyes is on the border of being bloodied. Okay, so because of that, we're now adjusting our movement here, and White Eyes pivots around and goes after Remiel. Okay, so no one is exactly losing here, but it's not looking so hot for everyone for the star spawn at this moment. And we're going to have 2 claw attacks against Remiel. And let's see here. Claw attack number 1 is a base 12 to hit, 19 total, dealing 9 points of psychic damage. And then another claw attack, base 6, which is going to miss Remiel, unfortunately. And White Eyes is going to, let's see here. You know, probably going to take, he's going to hang out there and make a decision on next time. Yes, that is very true, Dalton. Exactly, that's a very good point here. Okay, so White Eyes finishes their turn, and now we're up to Fright Tree, who is, is running, basically, because he's hurt, and can't do anything about not being hurt. So he's going to rush back to this area, which is basically where they came from, and is fleeing for his life, because he's just almost a big dumb brute, but wise enough to know when to flee. So that's Fright Tree's turn, and actually Fright Tree is going to vanish off into the clouds here and disappear. Fright Tree is officially off the map. Yeah, they're healing instead of attacking, but it's giving them enough to figure out what's going on next. So next up is Amon. All right, Amon sees the situation here and calls White Tree to call off the attack and to regroup. They need to come in with bigger numbers. Yeah, good, just not great, exactly. But it's delaying the inevitable here. So Amon calls out to them to make some attacks and is going to pivot in such a way to possibly take out Remiel. Actually, you know what? Let's see something here. They can move 30 feet. No, he's not going to be that foolish to go into feed, or is he? Let's see here. He does have the feature to feed on weakness and the plague of worms. Each creature other than the star spawn within 10 feet must succeed on a dex save or take necrotic damage, and then be blinded and restrained. Well, he did call a retreat. Let's see here. He's going to pivot in such a way he's going to go to here, and he's going to do feed on weakness to try and help out White Eyes. It's a miracle for the Celestials. All right, let's see here. So we're going to use the feature Plague of Worms. And we're going to consume that use. And let's see what happens here. Oh, darn it. Okay. So let's back this up real quick. I need wrong targets got affected here. I need these two to be the target. Let's do this one more time. All right, use the feature. Okay, there we go. So let's see here. Okay, so we have ourselves a DC 19 dex save. Cockabell fails with a 16, and Hamiad also fails with an 18. That's really good news for White Eyes, and possibly even good news for the rest of this group here, as that was a lot of damage. Now, I need to look at one more thing for Amon here, because he has Feed on Weakness. When a creature within 20 feet of him fails a saving throw, the mage gains 10 temporary hit points. Okay, so because two creatures did fail, he's getting himself 10 temporary hit points. Alright, I can't see it, but it's there. And then he's going to step back 10 more feet, and so that, what did Feed on Weakness do? It blinded and restrained the creatures. Okay, so those two are now blinded and restrained. Blinded and restrained. Oof, that was quite the hit. And because he's now restrained, Cockabell falls 5 feet to the ground and lands. But because it's only 5 feet, it's not going to knock him prone. If it was 10 feet, I might do a small roll for that, but both of these two are now blinded and restrained. Okay, so let's see here. That was Amon's turn to do the feed, or the Plague of Worms, which, you know, quite an interesting idea here, and ends their turn. All right. So next we have Hamiad here. Hamiad is blinded and restrained, and I just need to double check that. The creature can repeat the saving throws at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Alright, so let's see here. Effects, creature takes 22. At the start of each of the mage's turns. So on the next turn, these guys will also be hit with some nasty damage. So let's see here. Hamiel knows basically where Amon is, but is restrained and can't move. So this is all Hamiad can do, is just try and pass this again. So he's going to have to make a dex saving throw here. Yep. 19? Okay. So, because he can't do anything else since he's restrained and can't move. Yes, the advantage has suddenly swung towards the Sponderman. And we have a dexterity saving throw for Hamiad. Alright, let me just clear out some targets before I do some rolls. And dexterity. Okay. Has advantage on dexterity saving throws, or keep the lowest. Wait, why is it being at disadvantage? Let me see here. Creatures have restrained. Oh, I think it's because they're restrained. Yes, the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Oof. Okay, so they are still restrained and blinded as Hamiel tries to break free and can't do anything about that. So that is Hamiad's turn, and at the end of Hamiad's turn, Amon's going to make a legendary action attack. So, let's see what happens here. We're going to do another Eldritch Bolt attack on Hamiad. And yes, I'm using the reaction for the round, even though it's a legendary action. 17 base, total 25 to hit, and Hamiad has been slain by the Eldritch Bolt attack of our Starspawn Lava Mage. F in chat for Hamiad, if you cared at all about these Celestials. We are down one Celestial finally at the top, or at the bottom of round 4. There we go. Remul is going to draw aggro from White Eyes, I guess, and I hope for the best in his companions. True. Okay, so let's see here. So that is, unfortunately, end of Hamiad's turn, and Hamiad in general. Cockabell's up next. So let's see here. Yes, end the turn there. Ah, yes, thank you, Hair Doctor, F in chat for poor Hamiad. He never had a chance, to be honest. Okay, Cockabell, who is blinded and restrained, knows White Eyes is basically right there and is going to make an attack the best they can and do some damage. We'll see what happens. Actually, let's see here. What other spells does he have? Spells. Flame Strike. Insect Plague, and Blade Barrier. Could do one of these. These could be beneficial, possibly, but I don't think that's going to help at all. Why do I always understand Taco Bell? Yeah, for sure, Igor. For sure on that one. Shoot. What is Taco Bell going to do? I guess he's gonna reach out and heal Remiel, since he can see Remiel and Remiel's bloodied. Meanwhile, Taco Bell is also bloodied as well. So we'll see what happens here in a moment. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Taco Bell is going to reach out and heal. Do another one of those healing touches. And heal Remiel for, let's see, 34 points. Nice, got above the average. Alright, so that drops the wounded status on Remiel. If Taco Bell goes down, then the Celestial's damage output will drop way too low to make a difference against the Star Spawn's legendary actions. That's for sure, Dalton. Okay, Taco Bell ends their turn. Amon can't do anything else with one legendary action left, so that ends the end of round 4. And we are now at an even match here, as we have 2 Star Spawn and 2 Celestials. So, top of round 5 here, Remiel is up. Remiel is going to pivot and go in for 2 attacks against White Eyes and try to take advantage of the flanked condition here. Okay, so White Eyes is now officially flanked. Let's get that flanked condition going here real quick. Oh, I just gave it to the wrong person. Okay, I'm just going to roll at advantage. I know how to do that. Come on, stop doing that. There we go. Okay, White Eyes is flanked, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here. Get rid of the wrong targetings. Let's get the right targets. Okay. There we go. And hold down Alt. This should roll at advantage, which it does. And let's see here. That's base 6 to hit. Total 14 does hit Remiel and deals 23 points of radiant bludgeoning damage and goes in for a second mace attack. Oh, we have a natural 20 here. This is a crit and deals 60 points to White Eyes. White Eyes is officially gray? Dead Eyes? I don't know. F in chat for White Eyes if you were hoping for the Star Spawn to win. It looks like now Amon is at a disadvantage here and may need to rethink what's going to happen here in a few seconds, as White Eyes has been defeated, sadly. And Remiel moves in such a way to, I guess, stand next to Taco Bell to go in for the heal. Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's a bad idea. Seeing that plague that happened last time, he's going to go out to here and come in for a heal if need be. So he's keeping some distance in case Amon tries to do that whole insect plague thing again. Yes, Taco Bell is about to do the save in a moment here. So Remiel's turn finishes. We end there. White Eyes is dead. Fright Trees is gone. And Amon starts their turn. So with that, Taco Bell needs to make a save. Dexterity save. Let's see here. Where are we hiding here? Dex save. +5 on the dex save. And that's going to be 14, 19, and removes the blinded and restrained. That was exactly what he needed to get rid of the blinded and restrained, and shakes off the plague of worms on him. Now that he can see, and points to Amon, he goes, "You are next, small creature." Bonked that MP3. Let's go, glowy boys. Nice. And Amon looks around, sees White Eyes dead, sees that he is by himself, and says, "You know what? Now is not the time for this." And dashes off 60 feet to whence he came. And has fled the Celestial Realm. Leaving ourselves Taco Bell, the Planetar, and Remiel, the Deva, to, we'll probably say, since it's been a couple seconds, heal. Come back over here and heal Hamiel back up. So, before we end here, Taco Bell leans down, reaches in, and uses one of its healing touches to heal Hamiel for, let's see here, 30 points. And brings him back to life. Alright, and there we go. End of round 5. And we have ourselves the winners. The Celestials have defended their realm from the advancements of the Star Spawn, and the Star Spawn need to reconvene and possibly decide how to approach this Celestial realm next time. Thank you all for joining. Exactly. Here, Doctor. F it, I'm out. All right, and that ends our poll here. It looks like we had a big percentage of people voting for the Celestials for the win, and that is for sure. Unfortunately, the people that voted for the Star Spawn, not this time. We lost White Eyes in this match, and the Celestials will do something with White Eyes' body. Who knows what they'll do with it? I mean, they're lawful good, lawful neutral. They'll do something with it. And the Star Spawn have to recover. Very true, Dalton. And let's see here. Clawpaw, deserved epic win royal, for sure. All right, gentlemen, ladies, people, and everyone else here that is joining me for this adventure of Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining. Clawpaw, Dalton, let's see here. Igor, Hair Doctor, Drake Terry. Who else we got here? I think that's everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. You guys have been awesome. Flame Loud as well. Thank you. You were hiding back there in chat, just scrolling through to make sure I got everyone that was here. Thank you all for joining me. You guys have been amazing to join me on this Monday night or Tuesday morning, wherever you are in the world. And watching this another episode of Monster vs. Monster on the YouTube channel, or on the YouTubes. And if you watch this as a video on demand and get this late into the episode, thank you as always for watching as well. You're amazing. And just because I wanted to throw the business at the end here, this VTT here is Foundry. I love Foundry. I upgraded from Roll20. I say it's an upgrade because it was a one-time purchase, and I got everything that I could do like Roll20, except not without a subscription. The map itself is by Chesenpeku. You can get that at patreon.com/Chesenpeku. The monster names were from the fantasynamegenerator.com, and I think that's pretty much all the business. The music here is from YouTube. It's a free YouTube music thing. It's like Imperial's March or something, so you can look that up on YouTube. Let's see here. The music. The music is called Imperial Forces by Aaron Kenny. It's a free one, so if you'd like to use it as well, you can get it in YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and as always, this is me, Andrew, asking you, are your encounters even rated? Have a good night, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.